Okay, I'm back. I said I had to go pee. I didn't pee. I don't want to go. It's an Airbnb, so you have to like put the code in and shit. And then, is this a sign of getting old? Because the bathroom is literally about 20 steps that way. But what's preventing my bladder from emptying out and feeling comfort is not only 20 steps into an Airbnb, but it's also punching in a code. Now, if I knew the code, I would go, but I don't know the code, so I've got to look it up on my phone. And so at that point, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to hold in the pee. So I'm going to hold in the pee, answer your questions. Ben Worthington, number 7, says, find a bush, bro. There are no bushes here. I don't want to pee in a neighbor's yard. I'm 48, man. Get arrested and shit. I'd rather hold that in. People are saying pee outside. Should I pee outside? Hey, my pants are already unbuttoned. I just had dinner. Another sign that I'm getting older, that I'm getting really tired of is, I don't know about you guys, but I have to unbutton my pants. Just the top button because my stomach bloats. One button always. And so my pants is already unbuttoned, which means if I have to go pee, it's not just a button, it's also a belt. So I got to button my pants, put the belt on. Feels like someone's squeezing my stomach. Then I have to go look for a bush to pee. But why would I go outside if I could just... Anyway, okay, let's get to your questions. Oh, man. First world problems. All right, someone says not having sex all the time with your partner isn't okay, question mark, if we have a great relationship. That's up to you and your definition of a relationship. If I was not having sex with my partner all the time, that would not be okay. Intimacy, sex. Well, then, if you're not having sex, what are you guys just friends? Like, what is going on, right? Can you... I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? If you're with someone and the relationship is great, like this person says, but there's no sex, then are you not just friends? I mean, I guess, can you be in an intimate relationship but not have sex? I mean, I guess you could. And I know it's not all about just the physical contact. There's, heart, emotion, all of that involved. But if you are interested in someone romantically and there's no sex going on, I would explore that, someone says it's a deal breaker. Someone says it's just friends. Yeah, I kind of feel like if you're not, and not that intimate partnership is just about sex, but if you're not being intimate physically and emotionally, then you're just friends. You're really good friends. I don't know. If that's what you want, or that's how you define a relationship or a marriage, I don't know what you're in, then to each their own. I like Cassie does things. Cassie, what things do you do? She also says sex is important in a relationship. Yes. Okay, next question. Oh, so many questions. It's like picking flavors of ice cream. There's also pressure on me because I feel like if I don't pick a question that throws a wide net, I'm doing a disservice, because it's not just me answering the question for myself, but there's a lot of people in here. So I'm trying to find a question that people can relate to. Here's a question that is actually very difficult to answer, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer it, but I'll try. How do you know if a relationship is right for you? Oh man, where do I even start? How do you know if a relationship is right for you? What do you guys think? In the chat. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Doker, fist bump. He says he appreciates my content. That means a lot. Someone says, yes, how do I let go of a toxic ex? Okay, so how do you know if a relationship is right for you? What do you guys think? Someone says chemistry. I think chemistry is a little overrated, because I think chemistry can sometimes be dysfunction, And we can't put too much weight, all the weight, on chemistry. Now, of course, there has to be connection and sparks and all that, but because we all, or not all, but most of us grew up in a world where love looks like Disney movies and, the one soulmate, eyes meet across the room, and, this fantasy of what chemistry looks like. And it's not, I don't think that's realistic. And so we got to be careful with hanging everything on the word chemistry, I think. Someone says, if you can be authentic, your authentic self in that relationship, sure, I think that's a big part of it. If it feels unnatural, it's not for you. Define what unnatural means. Kim Lin says, wants and needs are being met, but first you have to know what those are. Fighting isn't overly combative, and lines are respected and never crossed. Being on the same frequency. Do you shine bright when you're with them? Can you be fully yourself with them? You feel complete trust with them. Friendship plus great communication plus connection, and that's how you know. These are all people answering the question, how do you know if a relationship is right for you? Someone says it's a vibe. Juju Chan. Been on so many dates, are all okay, but never great. Should you... Oh, you're asking another question. Okay, let's one question at a time. Makes you a better person or want to be a better person? These are all great answers. I think for me, how do you know if a relationship is right for you? You know what? I hate to be a party pooper. I don't think you ever know if it's right for you. I think like as far as like macro long term, I think the question is it right for you right now? You're not going to know if this relationship is right for you 5 years from now. Is it right for you now? And love is a choice. And if it is right for you, then you choose to love that person. And some days it's going to be easy and feel magical. And some days it's going to be difficult. And that's all part of love, right? So how do you know if the relationship is right for you? Because, the thing about that question is it feels very permanent, right? Once I make this decision, I'm committed. It's forever. And, that equals a lot of pressure. I'm not saying it's not, but that equals a lot of pressure. So is this relationship right for you right now, today? And if it is, that's all that matters. Don't worry about tomorrow, 5 years from now, what's going to happen, when your hair turns gray, or you have to unbutton your pants in the car because you ate too much sushi, or you're too lazy to punch in a code because you have to pee really bad, but you don't want to dig through your phone and look for the Airbnb code. Don't worry about all that. Is the relationship right for you right now? And if it feels right for you, and then that means a lot of things. Like, okay, so let's talk about that real quick before I go. What does it look like? What does right look like? I'm gonna start with healthy, right? So obviously, if it's toxic, if it's an episode of Telemundo, it's probably not right for you. Maybe it was right for you in your 20s. That was exciting, but now it's not right for you. I like what that person said, makes you a better person. The relationship itself being healthy makes the parts, you and him or her, better people, right? That's a good sign. What are some other green flags that a relationship is right for you? What about this? It's a new love experience that will eclipse the old, right? So it's not something that feels familiar because the stuff that feels familiar didn't work out. It feels strangely new and different. And also, new and different doesn't mean mind-blowing sex and, all the... New and different can be boring. New and different can be... calm, right? New and different, if you're not used to it because you've only been in chaotic relationships, can be confusing. So boring, calm, and confusing can also be green flags in a relationship depending on your relationship patterns, your story, if you've only come from toxic and crazy relationships. Another sign that this relationship is right for you, this is a big one. Can you guys fight without fighting? This one's huge, because you know what? It's not about how many times you fight. It's about how you fight, and you're going to fight. If you can both actually have conflict, resolve conflict, then the relationship, in a healthy way, not throwing chairs and shit, in a healthy way, if you could fight without fighting, the relationship has legs. What else? How do you know that a relationship is right for you? I would also say, like, great sexual chemistry, and sex can be worked on, and of course express what you like, what you don't like, and compromise, of course, all of that. But besides the room to grow, that it has something. It can't just be like, oh, I see this person as a friend, I'm not really attracted to this person, but I know he or she is good for me, I'm all in. It's like, no, that's not going to last, right? So there has to be connection, chemistry, trust. How do you know if this relationship is right for you? I think it's half wisdom, learning from previous relationships, what you want, what you don't want, and gut, soul, feeling in your body. I think it's a decision that you make based on, I don't want to say logic, but smarts, because if you just base it on logic, then, it may feel kind of empty. Or if you just base it on feelings, it may not be the smartest choice. So using everything, mind, body, soul, your whole body as an instrument, as a radar, and coming to the conclusion that this person is right for you based on what you've been through, knowledge, what you want, and how you feel. All right, I'm going to go pee now. Have a great night.